Well, good afternoon. I'm Mayor Stan Pulliam, a Republican candidate for governor. And this is the first battlefront on what we're calling the War on Woke. We're here on North Mississippi Avenue, not far from where the Red House created all kinds of mayhem and destruction nearly a year ago, and where Portlanders have driven by on nearly a daily basis to see signs of abolish the police. Well, the silent majority here in the Portland area and throughout Oregon are sick and tired of being silent, will not be silenced anymore, which is exactly why we have displayed here today a Fund the Police here on the first battleground here of our War on Woke. You know, like many Oregonians, I go to bed at night with the horrible destruction that is happening in Ukraine and Russia happening on the television screens, just to wake up the next morning to the same mayhem and destruction. And while our feelings and our hearts go out to the folks of Ukraine, the truth is that we have a war right here on the streets of our communities here in Portland and throughout communities across this state. Our children go to some of the worst schools in the country. You want to talk about mass poverty and homelessness? We have mass poverty and homelessness right here on the sidewalks and the streets of Portland. You want to talk about mayhem and destruction and not supporting the local police and what the defund the police movement does. We have had more murders on the streets of Portland in the last year than at any other point in our state's history, and we're already on track to beat that number, unfortunately, this year. And you want to talk about fair and free elections around the world. We can't even get fair and free elections right here in our country, in our home state. And you think about what the defund the police movement has done. We've nearly defunded the entire police department, nearly $90 million here in the city of Portland. You know, in the 1970s, we had 30 officers in this state per 100,000 people. Do you know what that number is today? It's 8. It's 8. That's why, as our next governor, I will look to triple the size of the state police, prop up our county sheriff and local police departments, and get our National Guard onto the front lines. And think about war. Today's a bit of a shock and awe, because while we're out here today standing up for our local police, my wife Mackenzie and her organization, the Oregon Moms Union, will be out in Happy Valley later this afternoon standing up for our children and our education system. The war on woke starts today. The battlefront begins today. Please join us. Thank you.